Hey, this is Edgar for PracticeWingChun.com. So, I've decided to rename the show. I'm actually going to change it from Ask Practice Wing Chun to just Practice Wing Chun. And I'll continue to answer questions. It's just now I want to add in other things like different topics related to Wing Chun. So, this makes it easier for me to talk about things in Wing Chun as well as answering any questions. So this is how we're going to start. Alright, so let's start off with a follow-up question from last week's episode. So last week talked about practicing on different street surfaces. So one question I got was, so what type of shoes do you practice in class? And that's a good question. I practice with Feiyus, Kung Fu shoes, and actually let me go grab them and show you how they look. So, comes in a really cool pouch. And these are what I use in class. I didn't start out with these, but these are amazing because they have a lot of grip on the bottom, so you don't slide around. Because my original Kung Fu shoes that I started with, they were these like slip-ons, and they're really thin. They stretched out after a few usage, and they're just really like slippery on the bottom, so I would slide all over the place. It made shifting easier, but like when it comes to like kicking and things like that, my shoe would sometimes just fly off, and it was just uncomfortable, and it just had so many issues. So I decided to find these Feiyus, and these are amazing because they're flat. You can tighten them because they have laces, and you could just kind of wear them on the streets if you want to. And that's the great thing about these. These look casual enough that you can wear on the streets or in class, and they kind of look like Converses if you look at them. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, those are what I use. You can find them on Amazon for like $25 or whatever. But if you have a martial arts store in your area, definitely check them out. Probably sell it for $20 or less. I know the one in New York City in the Chinatown, I went with my friend, and it was like, I think it was $18. So it's definitely worth checking out, and they last a while. I had these for 2 years already, so it's still going good. The grip is still good on the bottom. I haven't had to replace them anytime, and I don't plan to replace them anytime soon. So that answers your question. The next question is, how do you find a good Wing Chun school? So, I'll tell you my experience. So, I was really lucky. I kind of went into my school because one of my friends was already learning from there. And I just kind of sat in the class and observed. And, I liked the class right away. I just had like a really good gut feeling, and the environment was good. The class was very diverse. So, there were like men, women, people of all sizes, so like short, tall, and taller. And that's something you want to look for in a good Wing Chun class, is different size groups, because you want to be able to practice with people that are much bigger than you, your height, or even people shorter than you. And that's just so you have a different range, and that way you can learn how to adjust based on size. And I feel like that's so valuable. I mean, if you go to a class where people are just like your height or your size, then you're kind of just practicing with yourself, So you really want to have different people, different size groups that you want to practice with. And so to answer the question, I was lucky. I found a good school on the first try. Had a good gut feeling on the first try. But if your city or your area has multiple Wing Chun schools, definitely just sit into all the classes, and at the end just figure out which one was best for you, which one you felt most comfortable with, which one had the best vibes and things like that. And if you're like one of those lineage specific type of person that want to find a specific lineage, then you can do that too. That's perfectly fine. I personally came in without any knowledge of Wing Chun. The only knowledge I had was the Ip Man movie with Donnie Yen. So my Wing Chun thing was just very limited. I went in there without any knowledge of it, so it made it easier for me to kind of just like base everything on my intuition, on just like observing the class, seeing how people interacted, how the Sifu taught students, how the students responded to the Sifu, and you know, everything was really good. So I've been with them for a long time, but after my Sifu passed away, I started going to following my senior instructor of the school. He started his own school, so I went to his school. But yeah, I've been with them for a long time, and it's just been great. Everyone's been super friendly. We're all like, we all know each other, and you know, grab lunch after class or dinner or whatever, and just hang out. So for me, that's like what's valuable for me. I continue learning and develop like relationships with my friends in class. So like for you, like it really depends on why you want to learn Wing Chun. If it's just for like fun, like just find a school that works for you. But if you're like looking for something more serious, like lineage wise, whatever, do your research beforehand and then check out the schools that have the lineage that you're interested in, and just sit in the class. And most schools allow students to sit in, like first timers to sit in and just like observe the class, see if it's right for you. And I feel most schools should be friendly enough to do that, allow that. Yeah. So I hope that answered that question. All right. So this is end of episode 5, and thank you guys so much for watching. And if you find the show helpful in any way, or you like the format of how I do things, subscribe, like, leave comments, and ask questions if you have any. I've updated contact information a little bit, slightly, so you can still check it out here. And yeah, until next time, keep training.